Hello Flosstube, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and this is my second attempt at recording this video. I recorded about a week ago and YouTube just hasn't let me upload it. It will get all the way through processing, but when it gets to the uploading portion, it just stays at 0%. So I only have about 30 to 45 minutes to do this. The last video was over an hour and 2 minutes or something like that, and it cut me off anyways. So I'm going to try to break down my video into about 3 different videos to hopefully be able to get this to upload. So this first video is going to predominantly be just my whips from the last 2.5 months, and then the next video is either going to be covering my year of whip plans, and I'm not officially participating in the year of whips because I have my own idea of what I want to accomplish. I work on a lot of big projects. I have a lot of projects, and so for me, I just picked about 16 or so projects, and I set very specific goals of what I wanted to achieve. And so that's going to be its own video. And then the last video is going to be my September plans. Or that will be the second video. I haven't decided yet. It is all going to be whatever happens. So, I have about 25 whips to show you since I last updated. My first one is actually an FFO. And this is Dosselmeyer. A Mill Hill kit. I don't know if I told you guys, but as Christmas gifts for my family, we have this tradition that every year we get a new Hallmark ornament, and it's always in a series. My series is Scarlet O'Hara. It's not an actual official series, but they always put out a new Scarlet, and I keep her up on my chimney place mantle all year long because I don't hang them up as ornaments, and I just, she's pretty. I don't know, they're cool. Scarlet's not my favorite character. I think she's a mini, but I do like Gone with the Wind. I really like the character of Melly. I think she's just really sweet, and that's a tangent because I'm not actually stitching anything Gone with the Wind related, so random tangents. So anyways, so what I was saying, ornaments. So I thought that I would stitch for each family grouping in my family a Mill Hill ornament every year. And so 2 of my sisters picked the Nutcracker Ballet series. So for one of them, this is Dosselmeyer or Dosselmeyer. I don't know how do you pronounce that. And I fully finished it. Look at those beads. I just think it's beautiful. And I used extra beads to make a hanger. So 1 down and many more to go. My parents, my mom collects nativity scenes. She has them from all around the world. We went to Delft in the Netherlands where they make the Delft. And as a Christmas present, my dad bought my mom a Delft nativity. I have one over here from Africa. So that's another one. I'm pretty sure I have one from somewhere in Asia, but it might be on my mantle place. And so for my parents, I wanted to do the Nativity Trilogy, which is actually like a lot of trilogies. So the one that I was able to find on sale and got first is the Angel Angelina. This is what it is supposed to look like in the end. Sorry for that glare. My apartment has really bad lighting, so I have like a lamp behind, which is changing the colors, like it's blinding me. But I think it's showing these colors actually really true. So that's where I've got. I hope to, in the next week or so, finish all of the cross stitch and then finish this one by halfway through September and then get started on the next one. Otherwise, I'm not going to finish these in time. So that's Angelina. Then I think for some challenge or something, I started one that is not a part of my ornament plans for anyone in the family. So I don't know how this one happened, but we have Tango, this cute little owl, and that's what I've done on him. So not much, probably about 100. I'm guessing it was for something that required 100 stitches, so I don't know. I think it was in June, so it's really long ago. Okay, next I want to talk to you about what's going to be my main focus piece. And that is Kelly from the Evergreen Stitchers green conversion of red. Now, I've given her a name because calling her, like writing in my plans, green conversion of red is just super annoying. And I can't just write red because she's not red, she's obviously green. And writing green is just, anyways, I've named her. Her name's Molly, and I love her. This is what she looks like in red. If you want to see her in green, go check out Kelly's video. Super gorgeous. And I started this on my birthday, which was halfway through July. And it's done on a 30 count silver fabric. And that's where she's at. All the blank spaces you see up here, that's all beads. Her face needs some super outlining. I'm doing it 2/2 because 1/1 isn't really worth the headache in my opinion. Good for you guys, the ones who want to do it. It looks awesome, but for me personally, I have so many things I want to do, and 2/2 looks fine. So that is my main focus piece. It's the one I want to focus on the most, and I'll talk about that in my future plans. Next up, we have Giant Harry Potter. This is just black and white printed out anyways. You guys know what it looks like. So I put this one aside for quite a while now because the banners kill me. I don't want to stitch them. But so I just finally decided to move on from them for a little while. So so I'm working over here on the green part of the banner. Got a little Ron and a little Harry, so I still need to do Hermione. And I think I'm just gonna, this one's on one of my Q snaps right now because I intend on working on it on September 1st for a return to Hogwarts. And yeah. Next up, I put in 500 to 600 stitches on the Haid Mystery Sampler. And this is one I've been wanting to work on for a long time, but it also overwhelms me. But I really love the border, and so what I did was basically 2 pages of this border. So back stitches only count as half a stitch, and then I did all those leaves. And I really enjoyed that. I'm up to where it's currently been released in border on that one side. The other side hasn't been done. It hasn't been worked across. None of the animals. But it is what it is, right? Next up, we have Castles in the Air by Long Dog Samplers. This is what the finished product should look like. And I went to a stitching meetup in June for the first time. It was so great. I met a couple of cross stitchers that live in my area. We discovered each other through Mania, and then we created our own type of group. And so the day before I went to the meetup, one of the ladies, the one who was hosting it, posted on Facebook, the Stash Unload group, this fabric, and I really wanted to stitch this on green with white. And I've been looking, and I was having trouble finding that perfect shade of green. And she posted it, and I snatched it right up, and I picked it up from her, and I started it that very next day. And so this is Bindi is the fabric, and it's hand-dyed fabric by Daya, and I don't think that she does dyeing anymore because I found a Facebook group for her, but it looked pretty inactive. But anyways, so this is where I'm at on that. And I started it at the end of June. So I think the page ends right around here, maybe a little further down. And it comes to right about here. So, story about my little bit of stupidity here. That's a J. And I didn't realize that was a J until I'd stitched it and carried my thread through and worked over here. Because that's where your initials are supposed to go. And now, it's Julie Lang or something like that. I'm sorry, Julie. My last name is an L name. However, I'm a K. I'm Kate. But I'm not going to frog it because I'm just not. So I'm just, I have a sister with a J name, but she's not getting it. Anyways, I've thought like Just Love or Just Live. Jesus Loves. I don't know. I'm reaching now. But, yeah, I'm not going to frog it because I hate the frog. Next up, we have Trick or Treat. This is from the Frosted Pumpkin. And this is my Halloween all year long project. I work on it and try to put in about 100 stitches every month, which I know isn't a lot, but it's progress. So that's as far as I've gotten with that. And this is going to be a candy cane over here. But I'm really enjoying this project. And once I'm done with it, I'll move on to another Halloween piece. And that's basically my plan with Christmas and Halloween. Christmas and Halloween all year long. Is just like have a list, and when I finish one, move on to the next one. I know Stitch Mania has the plans with the different characters for each month and stuff like that. But this is how I want to tackle these big projects. So next up is Merry and Bright, also Frosted Pumpkins. And this one I've worked all the way across. So I think this month I finished the M and the E. So that's really cute. I have so many Christmas projects, I don't even know what I'm going to pick to move on to next. Maybe Sue Hillis's Twas the Night. I missed that one, but I've also got like Up on the Rooftop from Tilton, and that one's a doozy, but it's beautiful. Okay, next we have Portrait of Veronica. That's what she looks like. I absolutely love her. I plan on putting her and Molly next to each other sometime in the future, like when they're done, and I can afford framing of that magnitude. But anyways, so I've just been working on the black on this one. So I've nearly finished all the black in the bustle. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the black throughout the whole project and then continue to fill in, or if I'm going to start filling in those colors now before like working up towards her face in the chair. Any opinions I'd appreciate in the comment section. Next we have Serengeti Mandala, which is a present for my parents. And I worked on, let's see if I can make this smaller so I can look at it with you guys. Here we go. I worked on, see all those beads in there? Yeah, I worked on the beads. There's back stitching amongst all these. So that's what I did in June. I think June. I think I promised my mom like 600 stitches or beads or something like that. So I did put in quite a bit of work on that. Next we have, and this is in no particular order. This isn't how I worked in it, like the order. This is just as I pull it out of this place. That's how you're getting it. It was a little bit more organized in my first take, but I'm just trying to kind of power through this. So I'm sorry for that. I want to give you guys higher quality videos, but I'm planning on trying to go back to a weekly video. I don't think I ever actually successfully did weekly videos, but I like to go back to that because 25 whips in one video is just a little overwhelming. So next we have summer, Celtic summer. Let's see if I can, yeah, there we go. And here is that. I worked all the way across. I think I might have only had the S done, so I did and I did this one up here. My plan is to try to get 2,000 stitches in on seasonal pieces in the season that it is. So, sorry. 30 minutes. It's my boyfriend saying he's going to be here in 30 minutes to pick me up for dinner. So, Celtic summer. Next we have one. I had planned on working on this while listening to scriptures every day, but I've been really bad about that. But I want to do this for my dad. My dad's a missionary, and before that he was a pastor. And before that he was a youth pastor, so ministry is in his blood or job, whatever. And my parents get a lot of combined pieces that probably draw me more because of my mom. And so this is something that I think he would enjoy. And I think it would be nice for his office. So it's His Hands from Janlin. And unfortunately, all I've gotten done is a bit in one corner. So I really need to focus on this piece more, be more purposeful about listening to the scriptures and working on this. Next up is Summer Ball from Deborah Lester, I believe. I don't have much done on this. It is a full coverage piece. So all I have done is light. A little bit of corner. I worked on this green this last month. I'm going to try to figure out a better lighting situation, but the lighting in my apartment is so poor, and I just want you guys to be able to see. Next we have a Sal from Carolyn Manning, who needs to stop putting out so many Sals because I can't quit them. They're so beautiful. And I have to, like, have all of them, and I have to start them. Like, I wasn't even going to do this one until I saw someone's whip, and the colors were just so vibrant and beautiful. This is Summer Garden Labyrinth. And, just look at how those colors pop off the white. So, again, this is a seasonal piece, and I'd like to put on 2,000 stitches during the season in which it is. So that's going to go away for a long while now. Next up, we have a little bit of a tragedy, and that is the main Street Sal. And so I started this piece as my birthday new start. And I got done that much of the first building. I took it off my Q-snap to move my Q-snap, and I looked at it and I was like, no way that's gonna fit 5 across. Like, you can just even see that's like a quarter, maybe. So I got out a measuring tape and I measured it, and it wouldn't fit 5 across, it wouldn't fit 2 down. And so I contacted the person that I bought the kit from. I signed up for an auto ship club that would do the fabric, the hand-dyed flosses, the Weeks Dye Works, and then would auto ship the pattern each month as it came out. And I was like, I took pictures for her, and I was like, there's no way it's gonna fit. And so luckily she sent it out the next day, and I got it, but my mojo for it was kind of gone. You know how you just get that feeling like you were so looking forward to something, and then it's just like, oh, well, that didn't work out. But at the end of July, I started it, and I did work the top border all the way across to make sure 5 would fit on here. And then I got the first building done, not the bottom border, but I love the colors in this. I just think this is going to be a gorgeous piece. I really need to work on catching up. And so far I have 4 of the patterns. The 5th one was just announced or shown. It's a gallery, like an art gallery, and they're just all so cute. Next we have Cinderella by Brooks Books. And I need to take a moment to, orient this the right way. Because, okay, so it's like a longer width than it is height, but I always think it should be the opposite, so I hold it the wrong way. Anyways, I just worked on some of the blue in the dress. Not much done, but this is a project I'd like to finish next year. And I'll talk more about that in my upcoming video, which I would like to do tomorrow, if I can. Next, we have a Haid that I haven't worked on in a long time. I'm having some struggles with my Haids because my eyesight has decreased, and a lot of them were started on 28 counts, and I really can't see it that well, unfortunately. And so this one is on a 28 count, but also my stitching style has changed, and I can't figure out if I want to do the parking method, if I want to do it like one column at a time or across. So I just put in some stitches. Pretty much anything below this line was done during July. So I really want to get back to my Haids. That's So Many Books, So Little Time by Spangler. But it's just so, I don't know. My stitching style's changed a little bit since I started that. Speaking of Haids, we have another one here. And I started to grid this fabric, and it's for a Sal, the bath Sal. And so I started tub. And, let's see if I can even get the camera to, yes, there we go. So that little bit of stitching you see over here, it's about 30 stitches, and that's literally all I got done. It was so hard for me to see. This was so confetti heavy, and I just think I'm going through a non-Haid phase that I just need to work through. And by work through, I mean just work on the pieces I want to work on and not worry about the Haids and the fact that they're not getting worked on, and the fact that I have like 50 of them started, and maybe actually go to the eye doctor and get glasses. That might help too. And then I'm thinking about, Jessie Marie talked about a little bit about her system and how she cuts a length and she has the floss away bags for each project. I'm thinking, I've always just worked from my stash. Like, I have a master set of DMC and I just work from that. I don't kit up individually, but I'm thinking for something like this, it might help me because having to go through the master set for each floss change, which happens so frequently in Hades, is just overwhelming me a little bit. I'm really liking, I got one of these Paco, and I'm using this for Molly, Green Conversion of Red by Mirabilia and Kelly Dunn. And I'm really loving this system. I wish I could afford one of these for every project, but that's just not feasible or reasonable. But so I just need to do a little bit of organizing and spend some time thinking about how I want to do stuff. Next up, we have Welcome Sal from Tempting Tangles. This was a new start back in June, the end of June, I believe. I got to meet a stitcher for the first time. She lives probably like 15 minutes away from me. And she had a bunch of quilting fabrics that she was getting rid of, and I quilt. So I went over there and she let me take my pick, and she's really sweet and really nice. And as a present, she gave me this remnant fabric that she had from another project. I think this might even only be half of it. Half of what she gave me. But I thought it would work beautifully with the colors that are in the Welcome Sal, which I don't have a picture of to show you guys, but Garrett Coffee Stitcher did it, and you can see his, and it's just gorgeous, the colors. So I've only started a little bit, but yeah, that's a pretty accurate depiction at this angle, because everything's at an angle in this. Sorry, I'll figure out a better lighting system, guys. But look at those colors. The purples, the greens, the pinks. I need to work on this some more. Unfortunately, I didn't put it on my Year of Whips plan. So that was bad planning on my part, right? Next up, we have the Mystery Sal from the Mystery Sampler from Linen and Threads. And you might recall that I'm doing all of it in this variegated. And it's from Thread Pickers, Eileen. And I just love this colorway. I've barely done anything on it. But since my last update, I did this and I worked down. And I really love how it comes out like that. I was worried, but I shouldn't have been. It's beautiful. Eileen created a beautiful floss, and I hope I have enough of it, because by the time I finish this, Eileen might not be making threads anymore, because it might be 100 years from now. Only a few more. I'll show you guys this one first. It's Lavender and Lace's Celtic Spring. If you remember, which I'm not expecting anyone to, I complained about this fabric the last time because it's really stiff and it's kind of see-through, and I've just been worried about that. And I still don't like that. It's getting a little bit softer, but not a lot. And still really see-through. But I just love this one. Spring, Celtic Spring, and we'll go this way. And so I worked some on her dress, and I just love it. I can't wait for the springtime so I can work on her again, even though that means summer's coming up, and I hate the season summer, not Celtic summer, because I think she's gorgeous. But I am not a fan of the heat. It's supposed to get up to 115 this weekend here in Northern California. And holy cow, I cannot do that. Okay, next up, we have my last two to show you. And they come from these 5 Seasons of Quilts, which I was totally enabled by Katie, Queen of Stash, to get because she was showing hers. And I quilt as well as cross stitch, and so this was just like the perfect thing. So the first one I'll show you is Spring Quilt, and I do this is what it'll look like in the end. So very springtimey, and I got 1 pole done. And then I probably shouldn't even show you guys this. It's for summer. So this one down at the bottom with the beach. I left 4 stitches because my dad and I came to this agreement that if I finish 5, I can start 1 or something like that. I don't know why I agreed to it, but I did. But I had 4 stitches on this at the time of the agreement, so it doesn't count as a new start because I already had it. So those are my 4 stitches. Oh boy. My exceptions are also the 17th of each month for the year of starts, Sal. And I'm trying to pay off debt, so every $1,000 I pay off, I can have a new start. Those are my exceptions. Anyways, so we're at 32 minutes just about. And that's all of my whips. No, it's not. Where's, oh, crud. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, my final whip is the August Cottage from Country Cottage Needleworks. And I just have this building started. So, about 350 stitches. For the weekend, I want to work on Giant Harry Potter, and I don't even know beyond that. I have my September crafting goals, which are completely unrealistic, written down here in my bullet journal. I worked on that a bit this week. Wow, that light. So I'll probably just randomly pick from here. I'm switching to a rotation of sorts, and my rotation is to be my focus piece, which is the green version of red, then a Year of Whips piece, which I'll go more into in my next video, and then a non-Year of Whips piece, because I'm involved in a lot of Sals, and I'm going to work Sals differently than most people. I'm in a lot of groups, like we probably all are, and so I went down and on a printout of the calendar, I wrote of their monthly goals up here, the weekly, so I assigned a project to each of them, and how I'm going to work this, I don't like taking pictures of my whips. It doesn't come naturally to me. And I just don't do it, really. And so what I plan on doing is basically in whatever order I want. And then as I complete it, here's it from August, I just highlight it off. So I'm involved in the Sals, but not really, because I'm doing it whenever I want during the month, and whatever doesn't get done in that month doesn't get done. But yeah, so I have all the goals and everything written down. And sorry for that yawn. And so I'll talk more about my year of whips in the next video, and maybe I'll even get to talk about the September plans. No, because it needs to be a separate video. I'm not officially participating in a year of whips anyway, so I don't know why I'm thinking about that so much. But I also have written down the 20 things for the tag, but I will cover that in the September plans video. I actually had written down all of these notes, and the first video was so much better than this one. I'm so sorry, guys, but I just wanted to be able to get this out there so I can get the next one out there, and so it doesn't keep on building up till I've got like 50 whips to show you guys, because it's just overwhelming when you have that many and you don't really know what to do. So I'm just gonna put this one out there. It's been 36 minutes, so sorry this one was so disorganized and kind of rushed and everything. I'll try to do a better one next time, and I'll try to make it during the daytime, because it's like 8 o'clock at night here in California, and so it's dark outside, so I had to use this light that's like washing everything out, and also it's not very flattering. Oh, but you know, it's always that way. You have a good hair day, you do filming, and it won't upload, so then you've only got bad hair days after that. But enough complaining. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna push stop here. Have a good stitching week. I'll see you in another day or so, and have a happy Labor Day. 3-day stitching, hopefully. And so, good night. Oh, these are so awkward. Okay, bye.